All right, hey everybody, it's late Friday afternoon when we are filming this kind of breaking news. Lauren Plant, Joe Cochran joining me here. Joe's been doing a lot of writing now for State Champs. You're going to see more of him over the course of 2016 in a variety of ways. Boy, it's kind of twice in 2 days, it looks like. First, it was Joe and State Champs here who broke the news that Pontiac Notre Dame Prep is leaving the Catholic League. You got that word, and now we got word today that and broke this out there before anyone else, well before anyone else, that the new football head man at Warren De La Salle is going to be none other than Scott Merchant, the now former coach at Chippewa Valley. How did this come about? How did this develop?
First of all, it's great to be here.
Yes, of course.
I've been working the sources the last 48 hours as it got closer and closer to their announcement. A couple sources I checked with told me it was going to be Scott Merchant from Chippewa Valley. And I think if we go back in time here, Warren, he was at Brother Rice.
Yeah.
They want a Catholic League guy.
Yeah.
They got him, and they got a really good coach. This is a solid choice. But I think it's going to catch some people by surprise. It's a big loss for Chippewa Valley, but I think it's a big coup for De La Salle.
You've been working the Macomb Conference for years, so you know the ins and the outs. And what he really had done in a short time at Chippewa Valley was pretty amazing.
Yeah, he's been able to compete now with Dakota and be at the top or near the top in the MAC Red, which we know is one of the toughest conferences in all of Michigan, probably right after the Catholic League. And you know what? He's put that school back on the map. Mike Carr did a great job. He won a state championship there, and Merchant had him right on the threshold of that. I think this is a great move, and like you said, he did a fabulous job at Chippewa Valley. They'll really miss him.
And I'll tell you what, they kept this really close to the vest. Paul Verska had his kind of going away party last night. You attended that affair along with Tom Markowski, and nobody was saying anything.
Lauren, I had to work till like 1 a.m. and I finally said, I've got to go to bed. I've got to be at State Champs the next day. So I couldn't get anything last night, and about noon, my phone started ringing, and I had to confirm some things. I usually try to hit the sources 3 times before I want to confirm and before any news has been released, much like the Paul Verska retirement. You want to make sure we have it right. You don't want to be wrong on these things. I felt really secure about 1:30 with this.
Yeah, and then finally, you are very close with De La Salle in the program. You obviously have been covering, a lot of the Catholic schools, as well as the schools there, especially in Warren in that area. This is something they did not take lightly. Obviously, this is a huge decision. Now that you kind of can put the pieces of the puzzle together and kind of talk about the process. We don't need to name all the names of people they were considering, just how much time and effort was put into this next coach.
Brian Kelly does a fabulous job over there. He's a wonderful athletic director. And I tell you what, I could tell last night when I talked to him, it was a decision that he was thinking over very, very hardly. He wanted to be very right about this. Yeah. And it was a tough decision because you have some good inside football people. There's a lot of people on the Verska staff, but they had some great names. Like you said, we won't get into all of them.
Yeah.
Merchant is a big name. There were multiple big names here. Very tough decision.
Yeah.
But you know what? Paul Verska, when he came over from Ann Arbor, he did a fabulous job, and he put this program where they could compete with Catholic Central, Brother Rice, St. Mary's. He won a state championship. They want to keep that going, and one way to do it was to go out and get a name, a guy who can win, and is from the Catholic League, and that was Scott Merchant. But yes, this is very serious for De La Salle.
It is, and it's a team that's built to win right now, right?
Yes, they've got some pieces in place. You and I have talked about some of the key players. Alan Stritzinger, that, if you're going to keep guys coming there and keeping an eye on De La Salle, you made them all happy with this signing of Scott Merchant. This is a big move, but they have some pieces in place, and I think the next couple of years now, this is going to make this program flourish. Great people over at De La Salle, but they had to make this move, and I think pulling the trigger on Scott Merchant was just a great move by the athletic director, Brian Kelly.
I echo that sentiment. Great move, great
Way
guy.
To go, Pilots.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job, De La Salle. The Catholic League is changing. We'll see. I'm sure over the next several years, when you have some of the old guards also moving out, it's going to be a very different Catholic League here over the next decade or so. But that is the breaking news. Scott Merchant in as the head coach at Warren De La Salle for their football program. This is Joe Cochran. I'm Lauren Plant. Of course, to read the entire article and updates throughout the weekend, go to statechampsnetwork.com. That's where you'll find the news.